I thought this was a tough one. So let's go in, let's try to see what we get from the passage itself. Critics have asserted that fine art and fashion rarely something. In a world where artists create timeless works for exhibition and designers periodically produce new styles for the public to buy. Now, that sentence right there contains an opposite, okay? It's hard to notice, but it's there. What they're trying to get across is that artists create timeless works, right? Things that, are supposed to last for centuries, forever. And designers, the word periodically means that something kind of comes and goes, right? So they're periodically producing new styles, meaning these are not things that are supposed to be timeless. These are things that, they come and they go. There's a style and it goes out of style and a new style comes in. So there's a contrast about time in this sentence. It's hard to notice, but I guess maybe I'm more able to notice it because I know that those kinds of things are how we're supposed to solve these questions. We want some idea, some comparison or contrast or connotation that the SAT is trying to put in the sentences so that we can understand the blank better. So I'm kind of on the hunt for it. Maybe that's the strategy too. Let's look at the other sentence as well. These people, the beadwork artist and designer Jamie Okuma challenges this view. Her work can be seen in the Metropolitan Museum of Art and purchased through her online boutique. So the yellow that I've already highlighted is a contrast saying that designers and artists are two different kinds of things, but this person challenges this view because her work is in both the art place and in the design place, right? So she's both, okay? So what does this mean then for this blank? Critics have asserted that fine art and fashion rarely do both, rarely combine. Something like that is maybe what we're looking for this blank, if I had to guess. Something like combine. They rarely combine because the rest of that sentence in yellow says that they're separate. But this person is challenging that and combining the two. So there's this idea of separateness versus combination. And look at these words. They also kind of get into the opposites that come with combination versus separation, right? So if we want to say that they rarely combine, then we want to say something more like they rarely intersect. D is the answer here. But notice that choice C is kind of the opposite, right? If intersect means come together, then diverge means spread apart, right? So that I get that this is a very powerful trap because part of what this passage is saying is that they do diverge, right? They normally do. So they rarely intersect because they normally diverge, except this one artist does let them intersect. It's very confusing. Just to give you two more vocab words to think about, prevail and succumb. Maybe prevail is the one that's more common. It means to kind of triumph, to win. And then succumb is an opposite. It means to lose. You kind of like, get attacked or destroyed by something else. You succumb, you give up, you lose. All of these are great SAT words. I find that, for a lot of these questions, just knowing the words is enough to hopefully get the right answer. But this is a case where I think the passage, the sentences are kind of confusing. So even knowing the vocab might lead you into a trap like choice C because of the way the sentence is constructed. Do your best to do what I did at the beginning and kind of go into these sentences knowing that the SAT is trying to leave you some sort of clue about what that blank should be. So you got to look for it. Look for common ways of making connections, intersections between things. Think of contrasts versus comparisons. Think of connotations. All this stuff can help you notice things that you might otherwise just kind of read through quickly.